Hello, my beautiful darlings. Welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Andres, and if you're hooked on books and stitches, you've come to the right place. Today's video, we're going to be doing our October TBR, and this is the most exciting one because it's all about spooky season finally. This is my favorite month of the entire year. I dedicate the entire month to strictly only reading or watching horror, thriller, paranormal, dark gothic, type of books and movies. So I'm definitely super excited. I am the Halloween king if you didn't know me, and let's get right into this. So if you're new here, I tend to always do TBR wheels, and I did this one themed for October. As you could tell, I did the colors like orange, purple, green, hocus pocusy themed, and then I chose 30 whole new prompts. They're all spooky season related. They're all like entailing horror, thriller, paranormal type of books. So let's go ahead and start. So the so the first prompt is Masked Villain. Pick a book with an antihero or morally gray character. So for my choices, I do have this entire shelf right here filled with books that are my TBR. I did just check out 4 books from the library today, and I obviously also have my Kindle that I have a bunch of Kindle Unlimited books on here. So let's see, an anti-hero or morally gray character. So from the initial lookings on my Kindle, I'm seeing God of Malice by Rena Kent, and that does definitely give me morally gray. And then let's see here, anti-hero or morally gray. Okay, so from my physical or the library books, I'm not seeing anything about anti-hero or morally gray. So for the prompt of Masked Villain, I'm choosing God of Malice by Rena Kent, and that's going to be on my Kindle. Now we're going to go ahead and pick prompt number 2 out of 6. So let's go ahead and hide the slice so we don't get it again and spin the wheel. Creepy Crawlies. Pick a book with a creature feature. Okay, so let's take a look here. Initially, from the jump, from my library books, I have Graveyard Shift by Emma Rio. This is a horror novella, and it definitely has some creepy crawlies on it. It has like this rat of a sort. Oh my god, the camera's not doing well with it. But I don't know if you could see, it has like a rat right in the middle. So that could be a good choice, but I do have another prompt that fits this one. So let's keep looking. Then on my Kindle, I have a Bat Eater and Other Names for Cora Zhang. That does have like a bat of a sort on the front. I'm not really sure if you're able to see it well, but right here. So that could be another choice. I'll go ahead and put that to the side. Let me check the physical now. Okay, I had to clip on the mic because I need both hands at this point. So honestly, I don't have anything else to choose from besides Graveyard Shift by Emma Rio or Bat Eater and Other Names for Cora Zhang by Kylie Lee Baker. And I know that I have another prompt for Graveyard Shift. And in case that gets picked in my next couple rounds of spins, I don't want to lose the potential of choosing this one. So I'm going to go ahead and choose Bat Eater and Other Names for Cora Zhang by Kylie Lee Baker to fulfill prompt number 2 of Creepy Crawlies. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and hide that slice. I want to hide it. Where can I hide it? Please hold. Well, I'm not sure what's happening here, so I'm going to go ahead and remove it myself from here because it did not let me choose it. And let's go ahead and go back. Let me make sure all the others are gone. Well, all the others when I only chose one. What was it? The Masked Villain? I don't see it. Oh, I do see it here. Let me remove that. So, Masked Villain right here. I'm going to go ahead and delete that one too because I don't want us to choose it again. So, we're saving and we're going to spin again. All right. So, now spin number 3. Costume change. Pick a book outside of your usual genres. All right, so as you may know about me, my usual genres are always fantasy, romance. Those are my two biggest genres. I do read thrillers every now and then, and I would say romantasy, but romantasy kind of falls within like the same scope of fantasy romance, so I don't want to say that's like outside of my comfort zone at all. So I'm gonna say probably like that thriller type is my main genre that's kind of outside of my usuals. I would say horror also, but I have been getting more into horror lately, so I'm not gonna say that. So before I think any further on this, I'm gonna choose a thriller to fulfill this prompt. Now let's see which one. So from the jump, I do have one of the books that I checked out from the library today, which is called The Wife Before by Shanora Williams. This is definitely a thriller, and to be quite honest, I'm not fully sure on what it's about, just because this is a book club book that my mom chose for the month of October. So I could use it for it, I could not, but let me see. But this is definitely a choice right here. So I have multiple other thrillers here. So I have Who is Maud Dixon by Alexandra Andrews, None of This Is True by Lisa Jewell, Kill for Me, Kill for You by Steve Kavanaugh, The Butterfly House by Katrin Engberg, Darling Girls by Sally Hepworth, Dark Tide by Elizabeth Haynes, I Will Find You by Harlan Coben, If We Were Villains by Emma Rio, and then The Power Couple by Alex Berenson. So I have a lot of thrillers apparently. Quite not the outside of my comfort, I guess. But out of those, I'm not fully interested right now, or kind of like leaning towards them. They're not like calling my attention. So I think for the pick of costume change, I'm gonna officially just go ahead and choose and The Wife Before by Shanora Williams. All right, that was a good one. Nice and quick. Let's hide that slice. It worked this time. Oh my goodness. And let's spin again. Which witch is which? Pick a book featuring witches or magic. All right, so for this one, I know that I definitely have one right here. This one is called A Letter to Three Witches by Elizabeth Bass or Boss. I think it's Bass because it's Bass. I'm not sure. But that's definitely a choice right here. Let's see what else we got. Witches or magic. So I could, you know, choose between either or, because I have The Dead Romantics by Ashley Poston here also. I know that Ashley Poston always does magical realism within her books. So I could say this is a potential choice, and I heard that this book is great for spooky season 2, so and I love me a good romance. So let's see what else we got here. I could also say A Day of Fallen Night by Samantha Shannon. That definitely has magic in it. And I did start reading it already just because I've been like dying to keep going with the series since I finished Priory a couple of weeks ago. But let me see, it could be a choice. Okay, so since I really feel more gravitated towards the witches aspect of this prompt, I'm gonna go ahead and choose A Letter to Three Witches by Elizabeth Bass or Boss. I think it's Bass. I'm gonna be thinking about this for a while, aren't I? All right, so that is our fourth prompt. Let's hide the slice and go on to our fifth prompt. The Walking Dead. Read a book, pick a book with zombies or ghosts. Okay, so let's see here. Let me check my Kindle also because I might have something there. Okay, I might already have one. Okay, so for my first choice, I'm gonna choose The Possession of Alba Diaz by Isabel Cañas, just because I have it on Audible. The only reason I have Audible is because they were offering 2 free audiobooks if you signed up. So your girl's gonna take advantage of a freebie, especially from that company. So you know that I had to take advantage. And I already canceled the membership, so they're not gonna charge me. I'm not worried about that. Okay, so I actually have another Isabel Cañas right here that would be good for the prompt, which is The Hacienda. I know that this is definitely about like ghosts within an actual estate that they have. So that could be another good choice right there. I don't know if I have any like actual, oh, I think I do have a zombie book. Hold on. All right, so my last potential choice for this prompt is going to be The Dead Take the A Train by Cassandra Khan and Richard Cadre. This one has been on my TBR for the longest. but I really want to choose The Possession of Alba Diaz because I've been dying to read that one. But I do have another prompt that could potentially fit for that one. So let's go ahead and choose The Dead Take the A Train by Cassandra Khan and Richard Cadre for the prompt of The Walking Dead. Alrighty, so let's go ahead and hide the slice and choose our sixth and final prompt. I'm choosing only six instead of my usual eight, just because unfortunately, more recently, my grandmother has passed away, and it's been affecting like my reading and like the speed that I read and what I've been interested in reading. So I don't want to kind of set like myself up for failure with choosing eight books. I feel like six is more realistic, especially going through what I'm going through right now. So we're gonna go ahead and pick the sixth and final prompt. I went ahead and already hid the slice that we got, and let's spin. And for our final prompt is Final Girl. Pick a book with a female protagonist. So that's nice that it's pretty broad. You know, it doesn't have to be like a final girl type of situation, but I definitely have a lot of choices. Let me check my Kindle first. I could potentially pick The Possession of Alba Diaz. Ooh, another one, Two Twisted Crowns by Rachel Gillig, because I have been trying to finish that duology for a while now. Let me check physical. Oh, wait. I actually got this one from the library today called The Malice by Heather Walter. This is ooh, the camera's not getting that well. Never mind. I'll put a picture here so you guys could see. This is basically a Rapunzel retelling, if I'm not wrong. Sorry, not Rapunzel. Sleeping Beauty retelling. But I'm getting the feeling that it's a sapphic retelling. And when I read the synopsis at the library, I was like, oh, I have to read this book. Like, and it's a duology apparently, so I'm super excited, and I am definitely gravitating more towards this one. And then the other one was The Possession of Abba Diaz. You know what? Since the library books do have an expiration, and I know I could renew them or whatever, but I think I'm gonna go ahead and choose Malice by Heather Walter for the prompt of Final Girl. All right, so let's go ahead and do a quick rapid fire recap of all the books that I chose for my October TBR. The first prompt was Masked Villain, which is supposed to be a book with an anti hero or morally gray character, and for that one, I chose God of Malice by Rena Kent. The second prompt was Creepy Crawlies, so basically choose a book with a type of creature feature, not a creature feature, sorry, with some type of creature on the actual cover, and for that one, I chose Bat Eater and Other Names for Cora Zhang by Kylie Lee Baker. The third prompt was Costume Change, which was basically pick a book that's outside of your usual genre. I chose a thriller, and for that one, I chose The Wife Before by Shanora Williams. The fourth prompt was Which Witch is Which, so basically a book with either witches or magic involved, and for that one, I chose A Letter to Three Witches by Elizabeth Bass. The fifth prompt was The Walking Dead, so I had to choose a book with either zombies or ghosts. And for that one, I chose The Dead Take the A Train by Cassandra Kaw and Richard Cadre. And for the last prompt, it was Final Girl, so choose a book with a female protagonist. And for that one, I chose Malice by Heather Walter. And with that, that is my October TBR, my beautiful darlings. I'm very excited because I have a lot of good books on there, honestly. Um, I have so many other books that I'm dying to read that I really want to get to also in October. But you know, spooky season does not only have to be in October, it could extend a little more into November. So we'll see if I could throw some more spooky books in my November TBR. So stay tuned for that. But if you like this video, make sure to give me a like and subscribe to my channel. And don't forget to hit the notification bell so you're notified every single time I post a new video. I know that I missed a video last week, but like I said earlier, I did unfortunately go through a personal loss of losing my grandmother. As of yesterday, actually, you know, during the week it's been kind of tough just waiting it out because she has been on life support. And yeah, she officially passed away yesterday on September 25th. But nonetheless, we are back this week with a new video and one of my favorite videos, which is the the TBR. And definitely check me out on my socials. I have Instagram and TikTok, but I also have Goodreads, Storygraph, and Fable. All of the links to my socials are all linked down below, so make sure to go ahead and check me out on there. And with that, my beautiful darlings, let's get hooked.